Life is the byproduct of our thought process. The Bible says, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. About 80 to 90% of our lives happens here. Whatever you think of the most is exactly what you're going to produce in the real life. Life is a reflection of your mind. Whatever you're thinking about 24/7 is exactly what you're going to end up keep on doing. Why? Because we are thinking being. We think first, then we speak. The Bible tells us that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The good treasure that you store up in your heart is what is going to show up in your life through your words. Your words are the reflection of who you are. Your words are the reflection of what is already being stored up inside of your heart. So my friend, I need us to study about what do we keep on saying. You go to work, your work is so hard, you keep saying my work is hard, my body is in pain. That's exactly what you're going to keep on experiencing, because that's what you keep on saying. The reason I'm saying this is because I had a conversation with my classmate. She told me how painful her work is. I said, you need to start to change your attitude toward your work. Count it all joy. Count it all joy when you go to work. Find joy and love in what you're doing. Your body is going to line up with what you think of. But in order to change, you have first to change the source or the content that you allow to go in your heart. Jesus put it in this way. He said in Luke, take heed what he said in Luke and Mark, take heed what you hear and how you hear. What are you hearing, my friend? What are you planting in your heart? What is the content that you're allowing to penetrate your heart? Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 says this. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. I'm going to paraphrase it now. Do everything in your power to watch over your heart. What is that? Your mind, your will, and your emotion. Watch over your soul, because whatever is inside of your mind is what exactly going to produce in reality. If your soul is full of chaotic thoughts, you're going to produce a chaotic life. So my friend, I need you to start thinking about what are you allowing to go into in your mind. You need to start thinking about what do I need to do in order to change the way I live? What do I need to change the outcome of my life? Everything doesn't seem to go the way I want them to go. But you have to pause, my friend. Ask yourself this question. Why is everything not working the way you plan them to work? Maybe because you're not consulting God. If you're not born again, my friend, it's time for you to think of giving your life to Jesus Christ. There is a promise in the Bible that says, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. My friend, I urge you, I ask of you, my friend, give your life to Jesus. Call on his name. The moment you call on his name, he will come to your rescue. Once you give your life to Jesus Christ, you move from one kingdom to another. You move away from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light. Why? For you to do that, you have to believe in your heart first, and then you can confess with your mouth. The Bible says in Romans chapter 10, says, for with the heart men believe unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. That's what you have to do to be born again. Why? In order to change, my friend, you have first to follow. There are principles to life. Life is built upon laws. They are physical laws. The law of gravity is working, but there's a higher law called the law of lift or thrust. Whenever the airplane is in the air, it does not mean that the law of gravity has stopped working. It's working, but the law of lift is a higher law because it's operating on a higher level. It's overriding the demands of the law of gravity. But that plane cannot stay in the air forever. It has to comply with the law of gravity. Why? Because that's the principle that have been established.